Okay, so now we're going over the pubic bone. On the pubic bone, we need to know, remember the pubic bone forms the anterior 1/5 of the acetabulum. So we know our ilium was up here, our ischium was the posterior area back here, and then the anterior part was our pubis, our pubic bone. So the pubic bone, remember, forms the anterior 1/5 of our acetabulum. On the pubic bone, some parts we have to know is going to be the body. The body forms the anterior 1/5 of the acetabulum and continues anteriorly at the superior ramus. So the body of the pubic bone, right here, remember, is our acetabulum, is helping to form this portion of the acetabulum, and it's continuing this way. So if we're looking at it right here, the body of the pubic bone is right here helping to form the acetabulum, and it's starting to continue this way. Then we move on to our superior ramus. This extends anteriorly from the body to the pubic symphysis. Okay, so the superior ramus is right here. So remember, we had our body. Our body continues and turns into the superior ramus all the way to our pubic symphysis. Right here is our pubic symphysis, and that is that joint between our two pubic bones. So on our pubic bone, we have our body, which starts going this way. Then it turns into our superior ramus, which is all of this. Our superior ramus goes from our body all the way to our pubic symphysis. Then we're going to have our inferior ramus. Our inferior ramus, think of the word inferior, is going to be on the bottom. So remember when we were learning at ischium, we learned that right here was the ramus of the ischium, the ischial ramus. Remember, the ramus of the ischium came in conjunction with the inferior ramus of our pubic bone. Okay? So those two together help to form the bottom part of our obturator foramen, right? On our ischium bone, our ramus was right here. Then it turns into our inferior ramus of our pubic bone. Okay, so the inferior portion was down here. The superior ramus was up here. And this joint space between our two pubic bones is our pubic symphysis. On our inferior ramus, on our superior ramus, we have a few parts to know. The first one is going to be our pubic tubercle, which is a small process on the superior margin of the pubic bone, slightly lateral to the pubic symphysis. So you can see there's a notch here and a notch here. But turn it like that, turn it like that. You can see a notch here and a notch here. These are your pubic tubercles, okay? One on each pubic bone, slightly lateral to the pubic symphysis. It's located on our superior margin, okay? So that is our pubic tubercles. Then our pubic crest, a small ridge on the superior margin of the pubic bone, slightly lateral to the pubic symphysis. So this upper margin up here is known as our pubic crest. Okay, so together. So don't get it confused with our superior ramus, which is this portion of the bone. We're talking about this upper margin on top of our pubic tubercles, on top of the superior portion of our pubic bone. That is our pubic crest. Then we're going to have our pubic arch. This is the curved surface formed by the medial margins of both inferior rami of the pubic bones and the lower border of the pubic symphysis. So this right here makes our pubic arch, this whole arch right here, okay? So some people have a wider pubic arch than others, some have a more narrow. So this area is our pubic arch. Pubic tubercle, and then our pubic crest, right on the superior margin, above our pubic tubercles, above our pubic symphysis. And remember, that was our pubic symphysis, that joint space between where the two pubic bones meet. Okay? So 1/5, anterior 1/5 of the acetabulum is our pubic bone. Our body comes right there, starts to form right here. Then it turns into our superior rami. Then we have our inferior rami, pubic tubercles, pubic crest, pubic arch, pubic symphysis, right in the middle.